Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to another episode of Planetary Reviews, and I'm finally here to give you my review on Mass Effect Andromeda. Just to start this off, with all the reviews going really negative, I'm seeing so many people on Metacritic and all these other places just sitting there going, this game is trash, this game is garbage, it gets like a 4, gets like a 3. I'm just gonna put this right out there. This game is not trash. This game does not deserve any Fs. This game does not deserve any 4s. It doesn't deserve that. This is a flawed game, but it isn't a terrible game. Let's get to it. The story of this game is that you are either Scott or Sarah Ryder, or whatever character you feel like creating, and you are the new Pathfinder. Something happens to the old one, and it is up to you to take over as Pathfinder for the Andromeda Initiative. And what that is that you are basically put to the test to be able to find planets that are able to be lived on so that people in the Milky Way galaxy or people in the Andromeda galaxy that are living on your Nexus can have planets that they can live on and stuff like that, so that everybody can be able to populate this new galaxy. But in the midst of all that, you end up finding out that there is a bad force out there. There are some bad dudes. There's a bad group of aliens. Not as bad as the Reapers, because I don't think they're ever going to be able to top that. We'll see what happens as this new series goes along. But you do bump into some new races called the Ket. And the Ket just want to, pretty much without spoiling anything, they want to kind of take over some of the technology that you've been trying to hack and learn how to make the planet be able to support itself, because that's what you have a little hacking mini game to do to kind of make these things connect, and then you're able to make the planet be habitable again. But the Ket want to be able to do that too, because they want to take over a planet. But that's all I'm going to say about the story. Let's talk about the writing. For a long time, we had the Mass Effect trilogy that Bioware made legendary in the last generation of consoles. They were awesome. They had great writing, great storytelling, and everything. It had a just huge epic storyline. This game has the disadvantage of having to come out after such an epic, say what you want about Mass Effect 3's ending, but after such an epic build-up, an epic ending, the war that happened with the Reapers, this game had to be able to follow up that, which is not an easy task. You're trying to go up against a great trilogy that changed up the way we did stories and games, and you're just trying to start a new one after having such a great trilogy behind you. That's not easy, guys. That's not a simple thing to do. So keep that in mind when you think about the way the writing is in this game, but it still doesn't forgive it. But the writing in this game sometimes can be a little iffy, because this game goes on the Fallout 4 route with the dialogue choices, where you'll choose one and it tells you basically what you're gonna say, but you don't always say exactly what it says on there. And also, since they took out the Paragon and Renegade system, you can't, it's pretty tough to be an asshole in this game. Like in Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3, there was always a clear cut. You could be a Paragon, or you could be a Renegade, or you could kind of go in the middle. I never tried that, but you could go in the middle. But you always knew that you could have a choice to be just a complete dick. And that was always there. In this one, you could choose some of the sarcastic choices and be able to, be sarcastic, but that's about it. You can never really truly be an asshole in this game, I noticed, from what I've experienced. But also, when you're going with the romance options, some of the things that they come up with sometimes just doesn't sound natural. Oh man, it just sounds like something I'd said in middle school to a girl I liked or something. Dialogue could be a little cringy. So the writing isn't too great, but there are still some moments where you do actually find yourself going, wow, I'm really intrigued, especially after you get past the initial start of the game. That's where the game had me, where I was just like, oh, this isn't really that my thing right now. But I kept going, I went past the opening, and then I was able to find some more interesting stuff and more interesting characters and more interesting story plots, which is very cool, and I enjoyed that. Let's go to the other big thing, the animations. The gameplay you're going to be seeing during this review is post the patch that they just made to fix some stuff. So I'm going to be reviewing it on that, but I will also tell you before this, ooh man, it didn't look too good. It was unforgivable how those animations look like. Their faces were not, those faces were not good. Those eyeballs look awkward. Sarah Ryder, always, the default Sarah Ryder, always looked like she was smiling for some reason. Even in some of the worst scenarios, she was just sitting there smiling the whole time. So the animations for some of the characters were just very bad, just not good. But now that the patch has come out, the way the characters do look a little better. The Asari's eyes look a little bit better. Your human eyes look better. The lighting, I think, changed a little bit, it seems. So they did try their best to fix that, and they're going to keep giving us updates to make the game look and perform better. And that's another thing, speaking of performance. This game technically isn't too impressive. Because don't get me wrong, there are some moments where you will be looking out at the distance and you will see great quality graphics. You'll be looking and the draw distance looks nice. There are just going to be some jaw-dropping moments when you're on certain planets. But you will find some issues where the frame rate drops. You will find some issues where like little things pop in and out. Like sometimes you'll be driving and enemies don't load in so fast. So as you're driving, you'll just see an enemy pop up in the sky, fall down, boom, he's there. That's that technical things like that it feels like this game wasn't totally tested for bugs right away. And sometimes during cutscenes, occasionally if you're unlucky, but it still does happen. It happens where like some people will walk past you during a cutscene or something instead of like just having it like all like focused on you guys and nothing interrupting you. Sometimes you have like a civilian walk by or something like that. No big deal, but little things like that just take you out of immersion. But let's go to the next important thing, gameplay. This is where the game really shines for me. The gameplay is really good. It's fast-paced, it keeps you on your toes, and the different enemy types really make you have to kind of deal with what you have to do. You have like the big boss characters that have armor and stuff like that. Be on the move, don't let them get too close to you. Then you have the more normal soldier type guys, then you have the up close and personal dudes. You have the standard type of different soldiers. But because of the fact that now we have jump jets and now that we can like kind of like dash places back, like, you know, side to side, forward and back, it really changes the way you do combat. I'm a traditionalist. I like being able to just lock into cover and just sit there, boom, 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 killing an enemy. This one has this thing that I kind of don't like, which is light cover. Light cover is where you just move up to any piece of cover and your character just automatically sits there and automatically is in cover. I'm not a fan of that. I like having a cover button to be able to sit there, cover, and boom, I'm locked into it. That is personally the way I like it. It took me a little while to get used to this gameplay. So if you're someone like me who enjoys just being able to lock into some cover, shoot, move when you want to, it might take you a little bit to be able to get used to this. So beware, but once you get used to it, it is really fun. The gameplay is fast-paced, fun, and I loved it. I thought it was really cool once I got the hang of it, and really awesome. But also, sadly, the way they did the menus in this game, granted, it's not too much different than the older games, I don't think, from what I remember, but it does feel like when you're looking through their menus, it gets a little cumbersome. You're sitting there, it's a little confusing to get through the menus. There's a lot of stuff there, and it just sometimes feels overwhelming where you're just like, oh god, I have to go through all the, damn it. But once you get the hang of the menus, it is a little bit better. And also, we have to talk about the multiplayer. The multiplayer to Mass Effect Andromeda is pretty much 100% similar to Mass Effect 3's co-op, where it was just 7 waves on 3 different difficulties, bronze, silver, and gold, and you have different faction types that you can go up against and try to survive with, and the higher difficulty you get more XP and you get more money. So there are different loot boxes, I'll call them, because we're so used to calling them that now. There's like the basic one, the slightly better one, there's ones based with different supplies that you can find, and then there's the premium pack where you buy the most expensive one and you get all kinds of different stuff. There are microtransactions if you're not a fan of that. I'm not a fan of that either, but I didn't find myself having to go out there and buy so many packs because I don't play the multiplayer enough right now to be like, oh, I need a pack. It is a little expensive to buy them with real money, but honestly guys, if you do like 10 matches of bronze, you'll be able to buy like a pack and be fine, especially if you just play this game casually. You won't really have to buy the microtransactions, so unless you're like a super hardcore fan of this, the microtransactions won't bother you that much, unless, like I said, you're a big player of this. But that goes without saying that because of the fast gameplay and because of the way it feels as playing and fighting in this game, the Horde mode is really fun. You'll enjoy this. If you don't like Horde mode, I'm sorry guys, you're not going to like the multiplayer. I apologize to anyone who doesn't like Horde mode, but if you don't like Horde mode, you're not going to like this. But I still had fun. As a person who likes Horde mode, has some friends to play with, it was really cool. I liked it. Now, at the end of the day, Mass Effect Andromeda was a game that was hyped. It had the follow-up, an amazing trilogy, and it had a daunting task ahead of it. But we can't sit there and say that this game is trash, because it's not. There are good things about it. The characters that you meet later on in the story are interesting and you care about them. The combat is really good. It's fast-paced, it's different, and it changes up the way we do things. And then the graphics, when there's no like bugs or frame rate drops in performance, you can really have some really beautiful moments that look amazing. The only things that this game falters on is sadly performance technically, the animations, and some poor writing choices when it comes to dialogue. Sometimes I'm just like, why did you choose that? But with all that said, Mass Effect Andromeda, in my opinion, should be purchased and played, but just not at full price right now. Unless you are a big die-hard fan of Mass Effect, go out there and pick this game up. You already have if you're a huge die-hard fan of Mass Effect. In my opinion, wait for this game to go on sale for $30 and pick it up, because at the end of the day, Mass Effect Andromeda gets a C+ from me. Guys, this game isn't trash. It's just a flawed, fun package. I had fun. I'm still having fun with it, but I understand it's flawed, and it definitely is not worth the $60 mark at this moment. There are going to be more patches to come out to make sure that the game feels better, plays better, and all that good stuff, which is good to know that Bioware is keeping up with their, keeping up with their game and making sure that it performs well. But guys, if you guys make an Andromeda 2, which I think will happen, or it'll be called something else, when you guys come out with that sequel, if this happens again, I don't think it can be so forgiving, guys. I'm going to be a little bit more angry, and I'm not going to be able to get over some of these flaws. So, take what you learned from this game, make the next one better, and really just push it. Push it as far as you can and really impress us after this little bit of a screw-up during launch. But anyway, guys, that was my review for Mass Effect Andromeda. Sorry it took me so long to give you guys this review, but I finally gave it to you guys. I said I was going to, and I did it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys enjoyed my Spider-Man 2 review that I did a couple days ago, yesterday. And hope you guys just enjoyed the videos. I'm really glad you guys are liking them, like I said. Thank you so much for watching. And as always, guys, have a great day.